What's going on, everyone? I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that you're all having a great day. Today we are going back in time on this channel, and we are going to talk about Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker, and we are going to talk about the likelihood that he is going to make an appearance in The Last Jedi. If you've been following the channel, we did a video similar to this way back at the very beginning of the year, but now we are going to look at this from a more realistic point of view and less as a fanboy of Hayden. So first and foremost, I'm a big Hayden fan. I was 8 when Revenge of the Sith came out, and I thought Anakin was really cool. That stuck with me, and this is not me rambling. This is me telling you that I like Hayden, and this is me telling you that because I'm going to try to take an unbiased look at the situation. So that's enough introduction. Let's get into it. Way back, MakingStarWars.net released an article saying that a team from the UK was coming to the US to train Hayden Christensen for a Star Wars Episode 8 appearance of some kind. This was way over a year ago at this point, and the only reason we should think that this has any credibility is because it was published by MakingStarWars.net. Now, they didn't get the information, they were given the information, but I believe even when they posted about it, they said to take it with a grain of salt. So since this rumor was laid out on the table, we haven't heard anything about this team in the UK since then. So the probability and the likelihood that this is true being just a few months out of the release of the film is probably zero. That one probably is not true. The next rumor was brought forward during the filming and production of The Last Jedi, and the rumor was pretty simple. All it was that Hayden was spotted at Pinewood Studios filming a night scene for The Last Jedi. However, we have no proof of this. We have no video evidence. We have no photographic evidence. Hayden doesn't have social media, so we can't verify where he was at this point when filming was taking place. So we have no idea where he was when this rumor was brought up. So does this bring anything to the table when it comes to a possible appearance in The Last Jedi? No. No, it doesn't. Next, we move on to something that is tangible and that we can actually look at, and this is from the Art of the Force Awakens book, where we actually see concept artists toying with the idea of bringing Hayden back into the fold for The Force Awakens, for that film. Unfortunately, the direction that J.J. Abrams wanted to go in this film didn't have much room for an appearance by Anakin, the way he was telling the story, the way he was being portrayed in the film. And the way he was being portrayed in the film was not as Anakin Skywalker at all, but as Darth Vader. JJ was selling us on the movie and the fact that Kylo was wanting to be the big bad, and the way that Anakin would have been incorporated into this movie would have included him as both Darth Vader and Anakin as a Force ghost. At least that's what the concept art says. And that doesn't really fit with the canon lore as we know it, so that's why that idea was scrapped. But it's cool to see that they are at least considered it and were willing to toy with the idea. So that shows that Lucasfilm was willing to play with this idea. So that's the most hopeful thing we had for the campaign to get Anakin in a new film up to that point when the Force Awakens book was released. The artwork of the Force Awakens book, excuse me. So the newest thing that's happened that got me reconsidering this is that Hayden actually agreed to come to Star Wars Celebration this year, which surprised the heck out of me and everyone else as well. It was his first appearance that had anything to do with Star Wars since he was in Revenge of the Sith. And the fact that we got him to come might mean that something is in the works, as Hayden was in surprisingly very high spirits while at Celebration. And you can check this out because we have Hayden's interviews from the convention posted on the channel. He really was in high spirits, which is contrary to what we've seen him as since Revenge of the Sith wrapped. He's been kind of not wanting to really talk about it and dive into it as much because he knows that a lot of people weren't a fan of the portrayal that the character Anakin was given. And I think now, being back at Star Wars Celebration, he realized that people do love him, and I think that people are finally starting to see that it was poor dialogue at this point. And that is really good for Hayden, so since he was in really high spirits, you can check that out on the channel again. So what does that mean in terms of him reprising his role as Anakin? Well, the best way I can think to put this is that all this means is that this doesn't mean it's 100% no, he's not going to appear anymore as it once was. All this does is put the idea back in the ballpark, nothing more. It simply allows Lucasfilm to rekindle the relationship they had with Hayden all those years ago, and by rekindling it and staying on good terms with him, that if they being Lucasfilm, ever decided that they wanted to bring Anakin back into the picture, they're more likely able to do that since they have the relationship back on a bridge. They build the bridge back again. And when I say more likely, I mean they are able to do that because we have another interview from Hayden on the channel saying he'd be happy to play Anakin again and reprise his role if given the opportunity, which that interview is from 2015, so that was also really surprising considering that was way before any of his contracts and his decision to appear at Star Wars Celebration this year would have happened. So to wrap up this video, where does that leave us without the fan goggles on that he will be in The Last Jedi in some way, shape, or form? Well, what it means is that it's no longer out of the realm of possibility completely. J.J. Abrams called Ewan up weeks before The Force Awakens came out to have him record a line for the film, so Rian Johnson could do the same thing with Hayden if he chooses to do so. And putting the fan goggles back on for a second, please choose to do so. Anyway, that wraps up things here in this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're a daily coffee drinker, hit that bell right down below so that way you can be the first to know when I post a new video, so you can check that out and be one of the first to let me know what you think about it. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, keep loving Star Wars. Peace.